Listen.
If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now, sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet. Well, it depends on the circumstances and whatnot. Sometimes it's just a simple case of a black person trying to show themselves as being even-handed, you might say, decent, etc., etc., and sometimes it's out of fear. Self-preservation. They're letting that white person know, I'm not with him. Because if I'm with him, it ain't no benefit in that. If I'm with you, it is. Very simple. Because everything comes from you. It don't come from him. He's just running his mouth. If I'm going to get paid, I'm going to get paid by you.
Okay. Could you share?
Sure. You follow the logic in every situation. So you're not arguing with the person, you're arguing with the logic. And keep that in mind. It's not a personality contest. Because you're discussing the subject. The subject is the thing you concentrate on, not the personalities. You don't get caught up in the personalities. So if the black person says something in the so-called defense of the white person, you just keep asking the logical questions. Everything, problems are solved by asking questions and coming up with correct answers. The black person says, well, I agree with the white person, Say, okay, well, why do you agree with what he's saying or she is saying? I agree because of, okay, because of what, and have them say why they agree. And then you look at what they're agreeing to and see if it's logical. If it's logical, you go with it, because you always go with the logic. And if it's not, you raise questions about that. You say, that appears not to be logical. And I'll tell you why. And then you tell them why. And then you move on, because what you're searching for is the truth. I don't care who's doing the talking. Truth plus justice plus correctness equals peace. That's the equation. First thing you seek is the truth. Don't compromise on that. So that's the only way you can produce a product called justice. Got to start with what is first. You don't want to make things up. Say things that are not true. That's what the racists do.
Here's my message to some of you ignorant, melanated people that's in my comment section and in my messenger, talking about I hate my people, I hate my race. And you want me to take up for people that's wrong just because they black. I have said from the very beginning that I support finding out what happened to Nolan Wells. Everybody want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. When I talk to the young boys, they want to know what happened to Nolan Wells because they weren't there when he apparently died. But you want me to go out on a limb and hate these young boys because they white. You want me to hate white people. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to hate people because of the color of their skin. I could have sworn that our ancestors thought that we can be identified by our character and get beyond skin color. But you low-life losers continue to use all of your energy to be mad at me because I want to know from everybody what happened to Nolan. Y'all just want to play the race game and I ain't playing it.
If the master got sick, he said, what's the matter, boss? We sick?
There was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house running around here. This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You're nothing but a house Negro. And if someone come to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation. What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? Where you gonna get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say. Why, you left your mind in Africa.
Toby be good nigga for Massa. Good nigga. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss. Good for your hand, Massa.
Stay.
Ah, Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Real good.
Yeah, buddy, you've been telling lies.